interview. Like,
So you guys just won the Stanley Cup title. Now tell me what it's like. Now, the goaltending was great, but that last-minute goal in overtime, it's amazing.
we just played good defense. We just passed the puck and. I don't know. What do they say? Like teamwork?
Yeah, teamwork. Keep the puck on net. Just put the puck on net. It will eventually go in. It's like dating. If you don't take a shot, guess what? You'll never score. So, anyways, now you're not only a fantastic NHL superstar, but you're also a musician. So tell us about your band.
Nothing more. We are all hockey players that turn musicians who love rock and roll, and we've been playing together since we were in 7th grade, and it's been a long journey to where we are now.
So, what's the history of the name? How'd you guys come up with that?
We were kids, so I was I think early high school. We did like any other young band does, where you have like 10 different names in the first 3 weeks or whatever. And then we finally got to a point where we settled on Nothing More. And it was an idea that popped in my head when I was talking with Mark just at his house when we were hanging out one day. And I remember we went to a bunch of concerts together, and we saw there was the bands that had kind of that rock star complex, the Gods Among Men kind of air to them. And
Cocky bastards.
Cocky bastards, yeah. And then there was the bands that were very humble and appreciative to their fans, and you could tell, and they really showed it. And
not Motley Crue.
Yeah. And so we wanted to model ourselves after the bands that we liked as fans, as kids, that we looked up to. And so we named our band Nothing More as kind of a reminder for every step along the way as we got older, no matter how much success we find or however far we take it, that at the end of the day, we're nothing more than normal people. We just happen to love music, and we follow our passion. That's really it. That's the only difference.
Now, that's the type of band you want to come out and support, like the fans here in Cedar Rapids are doing tonight at the U.S. Cellular Center. Now, tell us about your latest record.
Well, it's our first self-titled record. It's not our first record, but it is the first record where pretty much all the pieces of the puzzle are there. That's why we did self-titled. We kind of felt like it was what Nothing More has been trying to be for years and years. We kind of went through this kind of an evolution and a journey as we had different singers, and I was the drummer for many years. And it wasn't but maybe about 4 or 5 years ago I started singing, and we were on the hunt for a drummer, and we found Paul about 3 years ago. And once that happened, that was kind of the final member of the band that we've been looking for, and we made this record, and it's about 17 songs, real thick. We spent about 3 years on it, a lot of life experience behind it and in it. But I could talk forever about it, but that's the nutshell.
We've got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So basically, once you got up front, the band took off, is what I'm hearing.
Well, it took me a little while. No. It took a little while. It took a few years for me to kind of get comfortable as a singer. It's like anything, like drumming or playing guitar. It's a skill, and it's an instrument that you have to train. So for me, it took I'd say about 3 years to really get comfortable with it, because I never sang growing up. I actually didn't make the choir when I tried out in elementary school, and it's a story I tell often. But there was only 10 kids in my class, and so being rejected from something like that at a young age was something that kind of lived on with me, and so I never really tried to sing. I was kind of afraid of it.
Did you think you weren't good enough to sing, but you just ended up there?
Well, yeah, for most of our years, I didn't think I could sing at all. I would in the shower like anybody does, right. But I honestly wasn't very good, but so much of singing is confidence. It's almost like you have to have a confidence to even let some of the muscles in your throat relax. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you do that, it's almost like the confidence opens the door for the actual muscle memory to work properly, if that makes sense. But it took me a little while to get that,
So I think what you're saying is anybody out there, if they try real hard, can be a singer. It's a matter of confidence, and even if you're rejected from the choir, which would crush most singers, you were tough enough to overcome that. Have you ever tracked down the old choir coach that kicked you out and said, hey, I'm opening for 8,000 people tonight?
Unfortunately, it's kind of a sad story, but that was actually my kindergarten teacher at the time, and he was a great teacher. I had nothing against him other than that I did make the choir, but he's actually deceased now, so I don't have that opportunity, unfortunately.
Well, it sounds like a good story, though, because I've always wanted to sing, and now I kind of have hope, and I never made the choir either. But I had a nun that used to whip me when I was out of key, so I really didn't want to sign up for a couple extra hours of that.
That's some hardcore vocal lessons.
Well, she'd go after the knuckles. She wasn't no Adrian Peterson, but she would just go after the knuckles. Being from Minnesota, I don't know if you've heard Adrian Peterson has some trouble with a switch. But so what's your favorite song on the new album?
I don't have a favorite. They're kind of like your children. You can't really pick one. But I think the one that probably connects with me the deepest, the two, honestly, are third.
All right.
Yeah.
So everybody should go out, iTune those songs. God Went North, Jenny, and what was it?
I'll be okay.
I'll be okay. iTune those. Download them, see what he's talking about. They're going to be great songs. You're going to love them. Anything else you want to tell the fans out there?
I always try to say thank you, but I guess just hopefully, things are getting crazy. Things are starting to take off for us, which is a really good thing, but at the same time, it's something we've always made a point to do, which is, talk to each and every fan and try to really shake everybody's hand and say hello. A tour like this, it's a little bit more difficult, but we're going to be doing a club tour in January and February with a band called Periphery. So keep your eyes open for that, and it'll be a little bit smaller, a little more intimate, so we'll actually get to hang with you guys a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see y'all at that too.
Is there a website with those tour dates on them yet?
I don't think we've posted them yet, but when we do, it'll be on our Facebook and our website, which is nothingmore.net's our website, and the Facebook, I think, is just .com/nothingmore, I think.
Thank you very much. You've been watching Timstv. This has been a great interview, and congratulations on winning the Cup.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was a hard, long struggle. We beat out all the teams and, came out the champs.
And a singer to boot. Girls, come on now. Thank you very much.
Dude,
that was great.